Right now, I'm at Pasir Ris Park and the wind is so strong. The forecast is 40 km per hour of wind right now. And hi, I'm WENQI'S and today we'll be exploring a few places in Changi Precinct. I'm not an Eastie, but I love discovering new places. So our first activity is something that I'm actually very excited for, but also very scared because the weather does not look good today. Wish me luck. Okay, let's go! Like very tough eh. Huh! Isn't this the wrong pedal? I saw you guys paddling out in the sea, right? Do you guys do this often?
Yeah, we do it about every week.
And does Bentley like it?
He used to be quite scared, but now he automatically climbs onto the board himself. So I think he likes it.
Actually, this is my first time. So I heard about this from a friend and I never knew that there was SUP here. Everyone always talks about Sentosa and all that. But here you get to spend a lot more alone time with your dog. Because in Sentosa it can be a bit distracting. There's a lot of people there. Today we tried something new and it's actually way more enjoyable than I thought it would be.
So you like stand-up paddling, is it? You must tell the cameras.
Yes!
You want to come back again? Come back again? Yes! So actually, I also have a dog, but it's a Shiba. Then actually they wanted me to bring him here, but he's so scared. I think he will just cry.
But you never know, he was scared of everything as well.
Maybe next time I'll bring him to try. You're an inspiration for all scared dogs. Okay, now we've finished the SUP activity and it was super fun. And so to continue my active streak, I'm going to go explore a trail with a special friend. Let's go! Okay, so now I have a special guest with us. It's Leonard from Urban Explorers of Singapore.
Hi, WENQI'S.
Hello. Okay, so where are we today?
So today we are in Pasir Ris, along the banks of Sungai Api-Api.
And why are we under a void deck?
Because a lot of the river actually runs through the HDB estate here.
I see. And this is the start of the Api-Api trail?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and I have one more question. So do a lot of people call you Dora the Explorer?
Nobody calls me Dora the Explorer. I think just Leonard is fine.
Okay, so let's go. Let's go check out the trail.
Sungai Api-Api used to be just a little channel up in the swampy area near what is now Pasir Ris Park. These mangroves are your classic Api-Api mangroves. This is the tree that gave the river its name. Api-Api in Malay actually means firefly. So these trees are supposed to attract fireflies at night. These days you can't really see the fireflies because it's just too bright around here because you're still at the HDB estate.
So is there a lot of animals here?
If you're lucky, you can get lots of kingfishers, herons, oriole. You know Oriole coffee, right? That's the bird that the coffee chain gets named after.
Oh, I thought Oreo, the biscuit Oreo.
Not Oreo like the biscuit, but Oriole.
Like the
with
coffee.
the L at the end, like the coffee.
And also the chicken, right?
Which is the ancestor of our domestic chicken.
And you were saying that the shape is slightly longer.
Yeah, it's a bit more longish, so you can tell by the body shape.
Is it a nice place to chill and run?
It's definitely a nice place to chill, run, exercise. It's very cooling and now and then you can smell the salt in the air.
You mean you can feel sea breeze from here?
Oh yeah, we're going to walk to the sea, so we can definitely feel sea breeze.
Can. Let's go! Okay, so where are we now?
Alright, so this is the end of the trail. This is Pasir Ris Beach behind us, which is where Sungai Api-Api goes into the sea.
I think we took about, an hour plus to walk here, and it's not too strenuous, pretty chill.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy walk.
When we talk about the east, most people would think of more established destinations, like maybe East Coast Park or Pulau Ubin, but do you have a favourite place in the east?
Well, if you wanted to look for off-the-beaten-track places, you could always check out the Changi Murals or the Johor Battery, which is an old British gun site.
So actually, what do you guys do at Urban Explorers?
We look up for interesting or forgotten sites and structures, and we document them as part of our history in Singapore that's often disappearing very fast.
Have you ever felt like you've run out of places to explore in Singapore?
Oh, never, never. Singapore's very small, but it's very dense and built up. And when that's the case, there's always something new to discover.
I love discovering new places as well, but I never know how to get about doing it. But hopefully we can encourage more people in Singapore to also trek and just discover new spots, right?
Yep, for sure.
So after a long day of activities, let's go chill and unwind, which means it's time for beer!
Hello Wenqi, welcome to Little Island Brewing Company, to the best microbrewery in the east of Singapore.
Later, everybody comment.
At this microbrewery, we start with the brew house where we extract the sugar from the barley malt and also the hop oils from the hops. The next stage will be the fermentation stage. The yeast will take about 6 to 7 days to make the beer alcoholic. That's where the magic starts.
And how many different types of beers do you guys brew?
Over here, we typically brew around 12 to 13 types of beer, but we'll go through seasonal beers. So in a year, 18 to 20 different style of beer.
For yourself, since you run a brewery, does that mean you drink a lot of beer? Are you drunk every day?
Yeah, I drink a lot of beer, but I think my body is kind of used to it, so I don't really get drunk. Or at least I tell myself that I'm not really drunk.
As do all drunk people. Hearing you speak, I think it sounds super interesting, and I would love if I can taste a little bit of your beer.
Of course, you're in a brewery. What's the point of coming into a brewery when you're not gonna taste it, right?
Yay! Let's go drink! Okay, so maybe you can tell me a little bit about how you first started Little Island Brewing Company in the first place.
Well, I met Steve, the head brewer in Bali. I asked Steve whether he's interested to start a brewery, and he said yes. And then I met him in Singapore about a week later. And that's basically the long and short of it.
Do you remember whether there were any challenges or big struggles when you first started?
Oh yes, of course. In any startup, there's always, unless you know what you're doing, which I don't. So, yeah, there's a lot of troubles right from the start. We had a lot of customers, but we weren't really making money. So I was having this talk with my brewer, and I say, hey, shit, man, this is really tough. And he turned around, Francis, do you know you just picked the most challenging and most difficult business to be in? I say, hell, Steve, why didn't you tell me earlier when we got into the business? So the turning point was in the third year when, things started clicking and I understand the business a bit better. And obviously that's a point where there's a lot of more people heard about us, and they started coming to Little Island to sample the beer.
Do you kind of feel like Changi Village is a little hidden gem?
Oh yeah, of course. It is a beautiful place. The vibes are very different. People are so relaxed over here. Even our weddings, we have people coming in shorts and slippers, like they're going to the beach and all that stuff. We got the nasi lemak, the sailing club, Pulau Ubin and all that stuff. So this is a very interesting part of Singapore. Yeah.
What would be your most fulfilling part of your job?
The most fulfilling part of the job, there are two parts of it. One is basically making people happy. I say it in all honesty because I think that's what I'm good at. There's a lot of connections. I got a lot of friends who come in and say, hey Francis, I'm gonna have a beer with you, are you there? So yes, come and all. So, people just come in, friends or regular customers. And obviously the second thing is basically I get to drink free beers. So cheers.
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 Okay, so after spending such a long day in the East and meeting so many interesting people, I've come to realize that Singapore really has more than what it seems. There are so many hidden corners and like hidden gems that we can find lah. So if you've liked this video, do check out our previous video about Pulau Ubin and also tune in to the next guide that will come out about Changi Precinct. Okay, cheers! I'm off work, bye!